With its nearly 90,000 square kilometers and 8 million inhabitants, Andalusia is one of the autonomous communities that go to make up Spain. It is in this territory where 50 rural development groups, the Andalusian name for the local action groups, carry out their daily work, implementing rural development projects that affect the rural areas of Andalusia, which comprise more than 90% of Andalusia's territory. The 50 local action groups in Andalusia, of which 22 run the Leader Plus initiative, are an example of social cohesion, strengthening of territorial identity, improvement of services and quality of life in the rural areas. The Guadix region, in the province of Granada, is in the eastern area of Andalusia, to the north of the Sierra Nevada. The Guadix Group's head office is located in a unique building, an old sugar warehouse, a vestige of an important industrial activity once carried out in the area at the beginning of the 20th century, but now abandoned.
The Guadix Group has known how to take advantage of the rich and varied cultural patrimonies in our region, archaeological deposits, exceptional buildings, relevant architectural elements and unique traditional type of housing, the cave. But we also utilize the spectacular and invaluable natural landscape and geological patrimony. The fact that in the Board of Directors and the General Assembly, absolutely all the regional sectors are represented, from associations of women, youth and cultural associations, town councils, entrepreneurs and financial entities. Absolutely everyone has made it possible to create a very important and very interesting bottom-up policy approach.
The local action group, as established by the regional administration, has a non-profit status, which implies that any person or association can join the group partnership without restraint. Young people and women, target groups of the Leader initiative, have also participated promoting the local action group's work from within.
From the beginning, the group, at its own consideration, as an open and non-profit organization, has given us access to all the associations and social participative groups that make up the social structure of the region. And this has allowed the women's associations to incorporate ourselves and to present our initiatives and our concerns through group.
To achieve sustainable development in rural areas through the local action group's territorial strategies, the LAG members have configured a series of formal and informal rules for governance. The fact that the group has the freedom to elaborate and implement their own development strategy in the core of their own government boards, boards with a greater specific weight of the private sector than the public sector, and boards that also have the freedom to decide which projects to support and to fund, makes clear the dynamic and open nature of the group.
The truth is that the assembly of the group is the one who decides how certain initiatives are going to be supported. Therefore, women have always participated presenting our initiatives, so we understand that there cannot be rural development if women who may help the population do not participate in those programs. This firm support for associationism has notably contributed to strengthen the regional identity.
It's important for the LAG members, and especially the technical team, to be able to enhance participation and involve, on the one hand, the whole population of the region through a series of campaigns to encourage participation or cooperation, training, the holding of workshops and interviews with the main local actors, and on the other hand to raise and involve entrepreneurs. Apart from this, in order to achieve the total independence of the LAG in decision-making and, at the same time, guarantee the legality of the entire funding process and implementation of the project by the Agriculture and Fishery Regional Ministry, the managing authority of the Leader programme, a series of innovative solutions regarding the management of the initiative were developed. The main innovation in management procedure is the financing mechanism created by the Agriculture and Fishery Regional Ministry, which allows pre-financing for all the funds received by the group, This greatly facilitates the daily management of the groups by responding immediately to the needs of the different promoters who implement the different projects. Another of the fundamental innovations to highlight in terms of management is the definition by the regional ministry of the SEGES application software, which greatly simplifies the daily work of the different rural development groups in Andalusia in the control and management of the Leader Plus program. During its 13 years of operation, the Guadix LAG has supported more than 300 projects that have strengthened the region and promoted social and economic diversification, contributing in this way to improving the quality of life and welfare of the inhabitants of this rural area.
With the implementation of the local development strategy, we have been able to diversify the local economy. More than 40 new businesses have been created in the tourism sector, the agri-food industry and handicrafts.
An example of the above is the project called Expansion and Improvement of the Tío Tomás Caves in Alcúdia de Guadix. This project revolves around the expansion and improvement of the caves, which are the traditional housing in this area of Granada since time immemorial, dug out of the mountain, taking advantage of the softness of the clay that makes up the hills of the area. Currently, there are many caves in varying states of preservation, some even still used as homes. This project started with the recovery of something that belonged to my ancestors, to my great-grandparents, and with the goal of living off this business, given that rural tourism had a potential and possibilities for a stable lifestyle in the province of Granada and in the area of Guadix. Another project that has received the support of the Guadix LAG is the creation of an artisanal winery in the town of Policar. This has contributed considerably to the promotion of indigenous products and to the recuperation of a very important traditional activity in the region, one that nearly disappeared at the end of the 19th century as a result of a series of diseases that affected the grapevines of the area. The promoters of this idea are the owners of a family business who used to make wine for their own consumption from the grapes coming from their own vineyards in the Alhama River Valley. The initiative promotes the idea of making wines professionally for sale to the public. We used to make an artisanal wine, but it was rather low quality. Thanks to the group and to the support we've received, we've been able to market it and build a winery to compete with marketing from outside.
The development strategy has also included transversal measures to offer new services to the population and to balance work and personal life. From among the projects that are oriented towards the promotion of equal opportunities, of particular interest is a project that has considered the modernization and improvement of a Guadix daycare facility. This project provides services to a marginalized neighborhood in Guadix, giving preferential attention to ethnic gypsy children with problems of social exclusion. The center is managed by the Congregation of the Sisters of St. Dorothy of Frasinetti. With the LEADER program, the congregation undertook the necessary improvements to adapt the centre to the current regulations, allowing them to expand the coverage of the services offered and improve the educational quality of the centre. The improvement has been phenomenal, because they have covered the classroom floors and half the patio, so if the children fall, now they don't get hurt. A refrigerator, a freezer, seats for the children and lots of toys.
In this way, the group is backing another of its priority lines of action, improving essential facilities and services for the rural population, especially in an area characterized by a highly unfavorable socio-economic situation. At the same time, the LEADER initiative has allowed the projects to be infused with a philosophy that is inherent to the method. I think that LEADER has contributed to the project, not so much that it can be done, but so that it can be done better, for it to be done with more quality. We've had greater awareness about how to take advantage of the resources of the region for developing the project, and I think this would have been the fundamental contribution. The project would have been done, but it would have been done with a very inferior level of quality, competitiveness, and awareness about the environment and other concepts.
Another very important aspect is that they have also helped us a lot to integrate ourselves into the protected denomination of origin for quality wines, wines of North Granada. I truly believe that the local action groups have been structuring our regions. They have been able to reach all the policies and all the sectors like nobody else.
Cooperation and networking are two inherent elements to the LEADER Plus initiative in its conception and design by the Commission, and therefore for achieving the objectives and results. The Guadix group is a clear example of participation in networking and cooperation within the Andalusian development model framework. The valuation of the cultural and natural patrimony of the region is a common element among all these projects. One of the fundamental lines of the Guadix Local Action Group has been cooperation. In this sense, the Guadix LAG has actively participated in the cooperation strategy as defined by the regional ministry coordinating the cooperation group as the patrimony of your region. They've also developed a joint cooperation action project, which is the cave dwelling patrimony. The group has also actively participated in 6 inter-territorial cooperation actions and 2 transnational cooperation actions. Similarly, the Agriculture and Fishery Regional Ministry carries out its cooperation strategy through joint cooperation actions and community programs such as the Interreg Community Initiative, or with Latin America in the GDR program, from whose experience the rural development groups also benefit. The Guadix group is a clear example of the Andalusian rural development model and a sample of the important work of the Andalusian rural development groups in invigorating, creating employment, economic diversification, strengthening territorial identity and social cohesion, and improving the quality of life and the services in rural areas. This model is characterized by high levels of autonomy of the groups in setting up and implementing their territorial development strategies, where the regional administration exercises discrete tutelage, guaranteeing transparency and the legality of the management of the public funds that it provides for the operation of the system. The European Union's backing of rural development has undoubtedly been a real challenge, an opportunity and, as a result, a revolution for Andalusia. The Andalusia of the 21st century could not be understood without projects such as LEADER Plus, which have significantly changed our reality. Today, Andalusia is modern, it is rural, but at the same time committed to well-being and sustainability. LEADER Plus projects have absolutely changed our reality. Regions throughout Andalusia, 50 local action groups, but especially what is happening in Guadix, are clear signs of this change. Today, Andalusia is no longer a community that emigrates, rather the contrary. In the rural world, it has become a community that welcomes men and women from other parts of the world. It is a diversified rural economy where men and women and young people make the development of a future project possible today. And if in the future you had to do it again? Decisions have to be made today. In fact, they're already made. And therefore, the new rural development policy outlined in the EAFRD community framework offers Andalusia continuity and, above all, definitive in-depth analysis of this development model. This is what we will do with more resources. The rural development groups will have more than 500 million euros to make a policy that will definitely make Andalusia, the rural Andalusia, a community where men and women can have the best possible development. We're defining a new strategy that comes from the reflection and the participation made possible by the rural development groups. The 50 RDGs in Andalusia ask the question to their own citizens, what their project and their own future is, and where it should lead. And therefore, that strategy is, at this moment, emphasizing endogenous values of the local reality throughout the region.
This
model is a useful one for other policies, and the work performed by these groups could be expanded in the future with new capabilities for action through other regulations and other competencies of this administration and other regional administrations. This would, in itself, be the greatest legacy of the leader approach for the future.